Come out of that tree, big boy. Well, you just gave up? What's wrong with him? I've never seen one do that before. Look at that. He must have hit his head in that tree or something.
He'll wake up in a minute.
Look at that. I've never seen one do that. I've never seen one just give up like that before in my life. Have you?
No. He must have bumped his head.
I must have knocked him out in that tree. I got him anyway. That's the easiest. I'm scared in a minute he's gonna wake up.
Yeah, he's gonna come too.
Go crazy and jerk all these hooks in there or something. Come here, big boy. See, I don't even hooked in the mouth. He just fought the bait. Can't get my thumb in his mouth.
Well, they're pretty.
I know it. I'm just scared to death. He's gonna go crazy in a minute. I just know how they do.
Well, you stunned him big time.
You know what happened when he was in that tree? Was it that tree? I must have hit him in the head or something. Because see, he's just hooked underneath. Mm-hmm. He's still.
He didn't even hardly fight, did he?
No, I've never seen. Well, he was pulling like crazy when he was down in that tree. Oh man, isn't that pretty? Mm-hmm. That is pretty. That's about an 8 or 9 or 10 pound fish. But I don't know. I've never seen one act like that before. Watch him, see what he does. He might be hurt.
Ah, he woke up.
He woke up in a hurry, didn't he?
Yes, he did. No, I've got on white pants today.
I've got pneumonia or strep throat or a bad cold or something. I've been told it was pneumonia. I've been told it was a cold. I've been told it was a sore throat.
Please.
I know one thing, I hadn't been kissing around on Chris. Not because I wouldn't do it, just she wouldn't let me. Did you see that fish? I don't know what the deal is. I guess, when he's pulling in that tree so hard, he must have banged his head on that tree or something. I've never in my life seen one do that.
He just gave up.
He did. I've never seen one do that. Those fish swirled on those baits. There was 2 of them. Swirled on them, followed them, and they kept kind of moving through those trees, and we just kept fooling with them, and still I didn't really catch that one. I sort of just snagged him. He just swirled at it, and those hooks got him up underneath.
Let's go back over there and catch the other one.
That might have been why he didn't fight so much. If I had you hooked up under there, you'd settle down too,
yes,
wouldn't you?
Would.
Huh? Oh, man. That's a beautiful fish. Whoa, you got him?
Yes, I've got him.
He missed it first time, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, he come off.
Did he come off?
No, I still got him.
Yeah, he's a big one. Oh, yeah, he's a big one.
Woo!
Whoa!
Oh, no.
Stay out of that tree. Stay out of that tree. There's not a lot I can do to help you, Angel.
Oh.
Let's hold on. Don't even break your line.
Oh, he come off.
Come off?
Mm-hmm.
Golly. What a fish. That was about a 15-pound fish.
Wow.
It was a good fight for a while.
Did you see the strike whenever he got that bait?
We need to see more of the fish, honey. Like, when you get them on, go ahead and pull them up here around close to the boat.
Yeah, I'll pull him
Don't
up
let
here
them run off
closer
out
to
there
the
like
boat.
that because it's a lot harder to see them out there.
Yeah.
So when you get another one on, get him up here around the boat a little bit, and then we can look at him real good, and then if you want him to get off, it's fine. You straighten the hooks out. Look at here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that red fin. This hook is completely straightened out. This hook's got a scale on it. This hook's got a scale on it. That scale don't want to come off on that hook. The paint is about half eat off of it. And there is no peacock bass hanging on the end of it. I think I need to fix your hooks a little bit, honey.
I think maybe I need some
one of the things that we do down here, really a lot, fishing for peacock bass, is we put a lot larger hooks on there. See, these got, ow! But these hooks are sharp.
I should have
These 2 hooks here are straightened out. Now, if that fish hadn't got around that tree, I think she'd have been able to hold that fish and it wouldn't have straightened those hooks. Once it got around that tree and got a little leverage there, well, those are tough hooks. I can't hardly bend them back. Straighten those 2 hooks out. Straighten that hook out just a little bit. How about your line? Your line's a little messed up way up there. You can retie if you want.
Me? I thought you were going to do it for me.
If you want. If you want.
I'm going to take my chances.
Or you can take your chances. Boy, that fish was shallow. That fish missed it first, didn't he, honey?
I think so, or else he just engulfed it so that...
I think he missed it and then come back and got it. He was real shallow, up there in about
see if he's
Oh,
stupid enough to hit it again.
Less than a foot of water. I never did see another one with him, did you?
I couldn't tell. He was there might have been another one. Okay.
Got him
Oh,
now.
boy.
He hit it 3 times before he got it. He's not very
Hurt
big. Golly, but he's strong.
He's hung, too.
Holy cow. Golly, look out. There's another one down there. Throw your bait down there.
Oh.
You got my line.
I know what.
There's another fish down there. Look at the other fish. Look at the other fish. Drop something down there. Drop something down there.
I'm hung up in your hole.
Drop something down there. This is not a tournament. You can use more than one rod.
Where's my jig?
The other fish is a little bit larger than this one. I got this one caught. Oh, it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Golly, I'm up in a tree. I said it's a little one. It's about 4 or 5 pounds.
The other one's still down there, too.
The other one's still there. We'll catch it on that jig. Catch that other one. I've got a fish. I've got 3 baits. I've got 2 rod and reels. This peacock bass fishing, there ain't no telling what you're liable to come up with. And that fish hit that thing 3 times. Oh, that's that big hook I changed out in the back of that spook that got him, Chris. Got him good. If I can find my cutters. I got line wrapped around my head.
I got a backlash.
You got a backlash. We don't get nervous when we get a fish. We don't get nervous. We stay calm and cool. The main thing in bass fishing is stay calm and cool. Don't ever get excited. Don't ever get excited. Don't ever get excited. Don't ever get excited.
This is one of the easiest ways to catch fish and one of the most productive ways really all over the United States. The most common rig that's used is called a Texas rig. A Texas rig, you use a slip sinker, a hook, and a worm. Now the reason they call this a slip sinker because the sinker slips, slides up and down your line like such. What that allows that to do is once you get a fish and he tries to get away, when he opens his mouth, the sinker slides out of his mouth and you don't have that sinker in there to help him be able to throw that hook. Now in rigging a plastic worm, let's back up that slip sinker just a second. I like to use the smallest slip sinker as I can get away with. Probably the most common size is like about a 3/16 ounce. This is a full 1/4 ounce slip sinker here, but use the smallest slip sinker as you can get away with. The deeper you're fishing, the larger the worm you're fishing, sometimes you have to move up to fairly heavy size slip sinker, but use the smaller slip sinker as you can get away with. All right, on the hook, I use a true turn hook, and the size of the hook should be determined by the diameter of the worm, how big around the worm is. Now one real quick easy thing remembering in rigging this thing is do not put the point of the hook very far into the worm. Only run that in there really about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. When you do this, then turn around and worm this thing on like such. Now you've got the eye of the hook right in the head of the worm. Not way down here, but right in the head of the worm. That's exactly where you want it. All right, then come up here and kind of bend this worm up a little bit and then stick the point of the hook back into the worm. Now, that's a complete weedless rig right here. Now, here's another little thing that I do sometime. I'll actually come up and make pretty far up in the worm like this and stick it straight through and then straighten it up like such and then just put the point of the hook back into the worm. Now, my hook is all the way through and then just the point is in there. Now, this makes a good rig. All right, now in fishing a plastic worm, one of the key things to remember in fishing a plastic worm is do not overfish it. This is what most people do. They have a tendency to want to throw that worm out there, let her go down to the bottom, and then here they go. They're overfishing that plastic worm. They're dropping it down, moving it like such, overfishing it. When you move your rod tip that much, you're actually moving that worm about 3 or 4 feet in the water. Here's what you do. Get your rod tip real high like I'm doing right here. Get your rod tip high, keep it in a high position. The greater this angle is here, the more sensitive your rod is going to be. Keep it in this high angle like this, and then all you want to do is just barely move your rod tip like I'm doing here. See that? Just barely move that rod tip. Let's chunk that thing out there again real quick. All right, now let her go down a little bit. I've got to make contact with the bottom. I'm going to pick it up, keep the rod in close to my body. I'm just barely going to move that rod. Move it just a little bit. Shake the rod, let it fall. Shake the rod, let it fall. Shake the rod, let it fall. When you get a strike on a plastic worm, you want to get in position to set the hook as quickly as you can. Get around, square around to your fish, have your shoulders squared to the bite, get your rod and reel in close to your body. One good hook set is simply to wind down on the fish, set the hook just as quickly as you can. Remember, the instant you set the hook on a plastic worm, start winding. That's very important. Plastic worm fishing, hey, it's easy and it's dynamite.
One of the tricks that you can do down here peacock bass fishing is if they seem to excite each other, and when they're flopping around on top of the water like that, sometimes they'll cause some of the others that's in the area to come around close. Now, we saw this fish up here in this real shallow water. We saw him swimming. I saw a bigger one that swam by, and then this smaller one swam by right after it.
Go ahead and land him.
Well, I took my thumb off when we had dinner back here. Get my thumb on here. I took my thumb off back there. Go ahead and land him, huh?
Yeah.
You don't think he's gonna call any more in for you?
No.
He might. He just might.
Well, they're cruising up here shallow this afternoon.
Oh, they're shallow. I've never seen them so shallow. Well, I have too.
Oh,
I've seen them very shallow.
Pretty.
Oh, what is so incredible is how mean they are, even after you get them caught. Oh, that's a pretty little rascal right there. That one this fish was with was about 7 or 8 pounds, though. The first one I saw swimming up there. They're easy to see in that shallow water. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Bye-bye, baby.
Well, I wonder where my big one is.
I don't know. Where'd the other one go? The other one was the one when I threw that lure up there, when I saw that fish swimming, threw that lure up there, it scared it. The lure scared the fish. That's a mean lure, scares the fish. It went out that way. Probably just because it's so shallow and I maybe just hit too close to him. Maybe should have hit a lot further away from him. On that one there, did you notice what I threw out there then that a bunch of bait fish jumped in front of it?
Yeah, that was before you hooked him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was before I hooked him. I guess he got mad because I scared the bait fish away he's getting ready to eat. Sure make you work your lures fast when you start biting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Guarantee you. There he is.
Oh, got him!
Got him.
Oh, wow!
Got that big monster.
Woo!
Yes!
I think I better get the net. Oh, gosh.
Hey, Mr. Big. Boy, I just barely got him hooked, and he's hooked on the outside of the mouth.
Well, you've got the net all jammed up over here.
He's hooked on the outside of the mouth. I don't need a net.
Huh?
Whoa!
You what?
I don't need a net.
You want to get some hooks in your fingers? You got him?
I'm getting close. I got him. Oh, I got him.
Impatient.
Whoa.
You'd have just waited, I'd have had him for you.
I had all I wanted of him anyway. This minnow bait is probably the very best bait to use peacock bass fishing down here in Venezuela. One of the good things about it's got big, giant saltwater hooks. Now, that was a big fish, 12 or 14 pound fish, and you notice none of the hooks are straightened out. It's got a lot of teeth marks on it and it's messed up, but it's got big split rings, it's got big hooks. Now, it's a big saltwater minnow bait. It's a big rebel minnow, and it's a saltwater bait designed to catch saltwater fish. I've caught 2 bass over 18 pounds out of this lake, an 18.3 last June, and then earlier this week I caught an 18.8. We had a group of people down here from our travel agency, and I caught an 18.8 on this same bait right here. It's a great bait for big fish. And working this bait, the main thing you want to do is get that rod action going like such. Crank and jerk, crank and jerk. And use a pistol grip rod. Don't use one of them long handle rods because you can't really do this with a long handle rod. And now I'll do that and then I'll just wind it, just burn it in. Throw it out there and wind it down just a little bit. And just give your rod just this action right here. Ooh, hit a tree and thought I had another fish. Golly, that's a pretty fish. That last jump was a good one. He's down there telling all his buddies, I whooped Jimmy Houston's rear.
Got him? Oh, you rascal.
Got that one. I got that one.
You think, anyway? Huh?
I got him at the very end hook. Just barely have him hooked to the very end. I got him hooked a little better now.
Bigger than you thought
Buddy,
he
you're
was.
getting yourself in worse trouble all the time. Bigger than I thought he was. Well, when you grab a hold of them, they just go crazy sometimes. That's when you got to be careful to get hooked. There's some more of them in there, honey.
Well, I'm hung.
Oh, you're hung up?
Naturally.
Oh, you go ahead and play with the trees there, and I'll play with the peacocks. Aren't they a beautiful fish? Look at that. That is as gorgeous as they come. Isn't that gorgeous?
That's just beautiful, honey.
Back in the trees, buddy, buddy. You were fun. Well, honey, I think I'll throw back in this same hole again.
Well, I'm about to get to my bait now.
There was 3 or 4 of them there.
Ah, got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Oh, boy.
Come here, baby. Come here, pretty thing. Golly, look at him go. Whoa, look at him go. Ooh, jump, carry on.
Here.
Go crazy, baby. Go crazy, baby. Yeah, whoa, get out of that tree. Get out of that tree. Don't you be getting in that tree. No, sir. Jump, I don't care. What do you want to do now? What do you want to do now?
You need some help?
No, I got him whipped.
Good, I'm gonna try to catch
What do you want to do
the
now, buddy? Huh? Huh? Where are you going, buddy? Huh? Oh, yes.
You have him whipped?
Yeah, I'm just letting him get all the jumping he wants before I stick my thumb in his mouth. He got... I think he tried to eat my thumb then. He's got so many hooks.
Oh, I got one after me.
There was a bigger one after me earlier than this one. So you probably got the bigger one after you. I got you now, baby. I got you now, baby. Now what do I do with you? He has got every hook. He has got all 3 hooks on that long A in him. Honey, come here and unhook him for me.
Oh, you're crazy.
Huh?
You're crazy.
We make quite a team here. This poor fish saying, I bet I'll never bite another one of those things again in my life. If I get out of this mess. Ah, that's a nice fish. Better put him back before he spoils. He's been out of the water 30 minutes while we're trying to get him unhooked. Ah, there you go, baby. Well, it looks like we got a little storm coming in here. It's gonna rain a little bit. It got real hot and humid, and then it clouded up, and then it looks like now it's getting ready to start raining. And the fish bit right before when it got real nice and cloudy and everything. 2 baits that you definitely want to think about when you come down to Lake Guri in Venezuela to catch. Look at this poor bait right here. A stick bait. A number of stick baits will work good. This particular one here is a red fin, where you notice we've changed the hooks and put larger hooks. And if you'll notice, the fish have just eat all of the chrome. Black and chrome is a good color to start with. That's kind of what you end up with. A red fin, a long A, a rebel minnow. If you use the minnow, use the big saltwater minnow. That seems like the best one. Great big saltwater minnow.